Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for price details. Today, we're discussing a watch that launched in 2019 to celebrate 20 years since the very first F.P.Journe branded watch, which was the Tourbillon Souverain, a world premiere combining, for the first time ever, a remontoire d'égalité constant force device with a tourbillon. That was a breakthrough at the time for wristwatches. This watch seeks to be just as revolutionary, but also contemporary. It is a larger timepiece. This is the boutique edition, meaning the combination of the red gold case and the black dial was only available through F.P.Journe factory stores. This updated Tourbillon Souverain, sometimes nicknamed the Tourbillon Vertical, is in boutique spec. It is 42 millimeters in diameter, 13.7 millimeters thick, 51.7 millimeters from lug to lug tip with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now, when I throw this watch on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, you could see that we have grown since that 1999 watch, which was 38 millimeters in diameter. This is broader across the wrist, it's thicker, and it is larger in diameter. And I would recommend this watch for a wrist no smaller than mine. I really do think you need a 16 centimeter circumference wrist or larger to wear this watch with a sense of proportion. The further I move away from the camera, the better a sense of scale you get. Down the barrel, you can see the lugs aren't overlapping the edge of my wrist, but they're right out to the edge, and you can see the same thing from over the top. In terms of cuffability, you will fit it underneath most sleeves. It is not quite 14 millimeters thick, and it does have a domed bezel, so it should slide underneath the dress cuff, just not like the 1999 original. What's fascinating here is that the factory spec strap on this watch is calfskin. Most Journe watches now feature alligator leather on both sides. This is much more similar to the strap that was fitted to the 2013 T30, and I actually like it. It has a visual harmony with the rose gold of the case. There's a contrasting stitch. It is very thick and substantially bolstered to add thickness and volume. You can see it has a sheer cut edge showing the layers of leather, black calfskin on the bottom. There are pull tabs for the spring bars so you can pop the strap off without tools. And then Journe drills the lugs very close to the case and then curves the spring bar so you get the good fit that comes from the close drilling, but there's no impediment to the motion of the strap. We have a rose gold pin buckle for quick adjustment on the fly, suitable for a dress watch. The case design has not changed at all since 1999. It's thicker, it's bigger, but it's the same design with a full polish profile, a mid-case defined by the overlapping lip of the case back and the bezel, and there is a lip to both. Both are domed. We have blended integrated lugs that turn down 90 degrees from the case band. And then we have the double dimple knurled crown that is now a signature of Journe. Take a quick look. You can see that the dial base has been blackened, but the dial base is in blackened gold. So you're still getting that precious metal content. There's a little hobnail pattern across that solid gold dial base. We have cell mitosis taking place between the hours and the minutes and the deadbeat second, and that is a scale in enamel. So all of this is vitreous white fired enamel with red gold hands. We have a power reserve indicator, and though it's calibrated to 48 hours, the watch will in fact run for 80. It's a manual wind watch with a chronometer style, that is marine chronometer style power reserve indicator. And so when fully wound, it indicates 0, the way a marine chronometer would, because you're supposed to wind a marine chronometer every 24 hours. You need to know when it's been 24 hours since the last winding. So 0 means 0 hours since it was last fully wound. For 48 hours of the power reserve, the remontoire constant force device is active. That is the basis for the deadbeat second. It's a buffer between the mainspring power and the escapement. So this linear titanium blade and its associated secondary locking escapement, that meets out 1-second bursts of energy from the barrel to the escapement. And when the barrel is running down over the first 48 hours, the energy transferred by the remontoire is constant. So you get constant balance amplitude and constant force to the escapement for 48 hours. So if you wind this watch at the same time every day, you will get constant amplitude to the balance and constant force to the escapement, which is great because it allows this watch to be very precisely adjusted in 6 positions and keep optimal time. F.P.Journe has gone so far as to say historically his tourbillon watches were made more accurate, not by the tourbillon, but by the remontoire. And of course, after 48 hours, the remontoire deactivates, and that's when the deadbeat transitions to a sweep second. So if you see it in sweep seconds mode, you need to wind it back up to get the remontoir running. The tourbillon is vertical, and there's a very good reason for that. When you have a tourbillon that's in the same plane as the dial in the movement, spinning like such, it does nothing to counteract the effect of gravity when the watch is sitting stationary. And F.P.Journe believes that there will be a period of at least 8 hours per day when this watch will be sitting stationary on your dresser. So now the tourbillon is facing up. It is in a vertical plane. Now the tourbillon is facing up. It's in a vertical plane. Now the tourbillon is facing up. Now the tourbillon is facing up. In all 4 of the positions that you can leave your watch at night, the tourbillon will be cycling through, canceling out the effects of gravity. So just as a pocket watch in your pocket would be hanging vertically with respect to gravity, this tourbillon cage is turning vertically with respect to gravity and restoring the original chronometric intent of the tourbillon as envisioned by Breguet in the late 18th century when he first prototyped the tourbillon. Now the tourbillon has a lot going for it too. You can see it has a concave mirrored profile around it, so you can see its wondrous finish in action. And then we have another concave mirrored profile on the back, so once again you can see it in action. It is a free sprung balance. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. The tourbillon makes 2 turns per minute. It is a 30-second tourbillon, so it is quite engaging, being dynamic and faster than a standard tourbillon. It features an overcoil hairspring to help better counteract the effects of gravity, so it's got a lot going for it, and it is 6-position adjusted. The tourbillon is the most elaborately hand-finished part of the movement. You can see its anchorings on each side, black polished. Turning the watch over, you can see that like the dial, which is blackened but made of gold, the movement is also made of gold. This is caliber 1519, so 15 French lean, and 2019 is its origin. We have 18-karat rose gold bridges and plates, which means we have a gold dial, a gold movement, and then a gold case. So this watch, though 42 millimeters, feels in terms of mass and heft like a much larger watch. It's 30 meters water resistant, so don't take it swimming. And you can see it is nicely finished. The standard of finish on Journe tourbillon watches is higher than Journe watches generally, and where that expresses itself most is in the polishing around the tourbillon carriage itself, the mounting brackets for the tourbillon, and then the mechanism that underpins the remontoir. So you can see those have all been black polished with diamond paste across their tops and then mirror beveled on their sides. And the beveling on the remontoir components is actually to a higher grade than you'll find on the bridges. The watch also features black polished screws with chamfered slots in circumference, and you can see that we have a solarized crown wheel core, and then we have a lateral satination around the edge of the crown wheel core. It is a very good looking movement with circular Côte de Genève. There's a lot to love. And again, this is the rare boutique edition of the watch. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And take heart, when you buy this watch, you're getting dial, case, and movement all made in-house by F.P.Journe.